Okay, here we are still waiting on limited run games. Where are they? Has anybody even got their orders of the pre-order of Shadowman? Any of them, the Switch, the PS4, or the Xbox? I haven't. I logged in there a few months ago and it says it's ready, but it's unfulfilled. Let me know in the comments if anybody else has bought anything from limited run games that normally take over a year. This was literal February of 2022 when I bought it, when I did a video. I did the video on release day because if you didn't get it pretty much that day or a few days after, you had no shot of getting it. A few people in the Shadowman Facebook group and the Shadowman Discord server, they pretty much bought theirs, but they bought it from scalpers on eBay, so I'm not really counting that. The actual package does say limited run games at the bottom. So there's that. May 4th, the Darque Legacy reveal trailer came out. The new Shadowman game, which is going to be based upon Jack Boniface, the current bearer of the Mask of Shadows that's going on in the comics right now. That came, well, right now as in like 2022. I did a video on this like about a year ago as well. We don't really know much about it. It's a teaser trailer. It kind of reminds me of like the demo reel or like the pause menu or whatever, like on Devil May Cry 5. So it doesn't really show any gameplay. I've watched it a few times, try to overanalyze it or whatever, but I can't really because I don't really know what's going on in those comics. If anybody went to Free Comic Book Day at your local comic book store, they did have a free comic, which I didn't get because comic book stores are a dying breed. But that would be cool to hunt that down, or just hunt down, I guess, the current comics that are going on right now, or do what I always do, is just buy my comics from that website, mycomicshop.com, which is not a sponsor, but it would be cool if they were, because I buy crap from them all the time. Anyway, I'm going to base my predictions of this game, since it's called Darque Legacy, like D-A-R-Q-U-E, that's obviously based upon Master Darque, which is like the voodoo lord guy. I don't really know how to explain him. There's him and his sister in the comics that I've read in 2013. He's also in the very, very old comics in the 90s with that iteration of Jack Boniface. Master Darque is not in the video game, and he's not in Shadowman Second Coming. So if you only played the games, you have no clue who I'm talking about, so I'm not really going to get into that. Anyway, this is the two games right here that I'm going to try to base what I hope the gameplay will be like. I'm currently playing this because I want to play the one that just came out, but anyway, both of these games are, if we're pretending this is Shadowman, then hopefully it would be like a third-person action attack with the scythe, attack with voodoo powers, possibly have a skill tree type of thing, to level up the moves, possibly like Devil May Cry, but still with like heavy cutscenes. Hopefully that keeps it in a kind of horror aspect and doesn't just go full on action, even though these comics, although I have not read the 2022 Jack Boniface, the 2013 and 2014 ones are very, very action. There's not really anything scary or eerie about it, other than he's fighting a bunch of thugs in live side, he's fighting a bunch of demons in dead side. Demons try to cross over, there's some kind of evil dude or demon creature or something that's trying to get them to come over and take over the world. It's really generic. I don't like those comics. I'm not going to like the current ones. Let me know in the comments if they're worth reading, if anybody even gave them a shot, because a lot of people were turned off in 2013 simply when we saw that Jaunty was a monkey. I think that the game could have like a little minion monkey with the hat follow you around, kind of like one of my other favorite games, which is The Darkness 2 on PS3, because you kind of have those little darkling things you can summon for a limited time or for certain things in the game, without really going into super detail or spoiling that game either. So We do know, because of Tim Haywood discussing it in the Shadowman Discord server and in the Shadowman Facebook group, he said that there is going to be a live side and a dead side, just like the original game, just like what's going on with those Jack Boniface comics that I've read. But it looks like it's going to take more of a Stranger Things approach with the upside down, how there's live side over here, and it's probably going to be some kind of Louisiana swamp or some kind of New Orleans, Louisiana type stuff, because that's where all the voodoo stuff comes from. All the comics take place there, regardless if we're talking about Michael Laurent or Jack Boniface. So that's how that is, and it might just be like the other side of it is still Louisiana. It's just darker and demons run rampant, and there's going to be some form of ominous presence and witchcraft, magical type stuff, I guess. I mean, this is all predictions, so I'm just kind of reading between the lines here. Master Darque's, I assume, going to be the final boss, or some kind of boss, like Sephiroth type character, like Sister Inquisitor type character, like pretty much you're fighting your own inner demons. But let me know in the comments, what do you think the game's going to be like? Do you have any hopes for it? The company that's doing this doesn't really have a good track record of games. They do some app games. Maybe they've done something else. I've never heard of them, so I don't know. This is going off of people on the internet that did more research than me, which could possibly be wrong. So let me know, how do you think the game's going to be? Did you pre-order your game from Limited Run Games? Have you received it? And if so, what state are you in? Because it has not made it to Oklahoma, so I don't really know what's going on there. And I will talk to everybody later.